we want to do all of Shakespeare's plays. And we haven't done Antony and Cleopatra yet, but it's just an excellent play. It's an amazing play. And everybody always complains about the lack of strong female roles. Well, Cleopatra is the equivalent of Hamlet in Shakespeare. And so it's an exciting, and it's just an exciting play. I mean, it is basically Shakespeare's version of House of Cards or Scandal. There's all kinds of backbiting and backstabbing and switching of allegiances and power plays and everything. And it's just an exciting, exciting play. And remarkably, there's a lot of comedy in it also. It's an exciting play, and I think audiences are going to just really, really, really enjoy it. If you are familiar with House of Cards on TV, if you're familiar with Scandal on TV, if you're familiar with Revenge on TV, it's all of those rolled into one. And plus, Antony and Cleopatra are two of the world's greatest lovers. Everybody's heard of them. And so it's really, like I said, it's all about how they were hanging onto their power and hanging onto their love, and just an exciting play.
Well, some of the things that you have to deal with are the actual public itself. When you're out in the public, it's kind of like that situation where you're not supposed to act with dogs or animals on stage or children because they might cause a kerfuffle, and that happens on stage with us. Our last show, we had a homeless man decide he was going to try to plug in his iPhone on stage while we were doing the show, and I had to run him off. I had to kind of break character and run him off. So that happens. We once had a guy who tried to ride his bicycle up on stage, and the stage manager and the director had to tackle him to keep him from going on stage. So that happens. You deal with the public. Because we are allowed to, our company people are able to drink alcohol out in the thing because of the public access with the armbands. You have people who imbibe a little too much, and then either everything's funny or they start crying at the weirdest moments. Again, so I say working in the public is actually our weirdest beast to deal with. And outside it's warm, so as we go into the farther parts, like this show is going to be in July and August, so we try to dress accordingly. As you notice, we're in very light fabrics and shorts and sandals and things of that nature, and we would hate to have to do like a winter's tale in this part of the summer, so it'd be horrible.
Well, I'm sort of like with Jason. The biggest difficulty is sound, because we're outdoors. That means we don't have any kind of projection. We're going to have these little microphones set out here, but it's not like we have an individual body mic, so it's not going to be like the movies. So we have to project our voices and be quite loud. But like Jason was pointing out, we're here at the park. So a lot of times up above there's wedding receptions going on. So there's people that are happy up there, and they're quite loud. There's just people strolling through the park with their children and their dogs. So there's noise. And then there is us trying to project on an outdoor situation, which is always harder. And stages are designed for sound, but this is not. This is a park.
We specifically try to tell and show it as just telling it. Because when you just tell it, a lot of people don't actually understand the words. And it's not because they aren't versed in the words. We have a very large church-going crowd, so you have to kind of understand this language to even understand the Bible. But what happens is when you show it as well as tell it, it kicks in that extra part of your brain that says, oh, I totally know what's going on. Because we've all seen it. Body language is the thing that we really use to talk to each other when you don't know the person. And we don't even think about it. You don't have to think about it because it's all kind of ingrained. And so when we show it, our audience is like, I get that. They don't even realize they get it, but they get it. And the proof of that is that we have children who totally understand the stories. They will be enraptured with what's going on. And that means that we're doing our job. If we can get kids to understand this language and to understand the action and motivation of the characters, then the adults are going to get it. Okay?
It is the language. And we try very much to make it clear. And the director will go through the script, and he will try to eliminate a lot of the excessive flowery language that Shakespeare was writing for a crowd of his time, because we don't know anything about hawking today, do we? So a lot of those kind of references are deleted. So it's more of just the real muscle and the meat of the text that we have, and hopefully with the way the actor tells it, then even if the words are still a little odd, it's still clear. And believe me, it's easier to understand it out loud than it is to sit and read it.
Awesome.
Well, this is our 20th season. So we must be doing something right because people keep coming. And I mean, for the last show we did, Two Gentlemen of Verona, we averaged right about 375 to 400 people a night. And we get audiences that come from Atlanta, from Charlotte, there are families that come in every summer to visit their family here. For instance, there's a family from New Jersey who always gives me a phone call, like in March, to find out what are the shows and when should they come, so that they can see the show as well as visit their family. The Upstate community is a wonderfully giving community and very supportive. They have supported us all 20 years by coming to shows again and again and again, by giving wonderful donations. We are a free festival, but we are supported by great donations. We are supported by the Warehouse Theater. They are our producing organization. And what is great is Bank of America is our corporate sponsor for the second year in a row. And that has been so wonderful to have, to get that kind of boost from that type of major company. So that says that we're worth something there too. And the best way they can support is just come out and see our shows. And they'll have a good time. I mean, it's free. We do accept donations, which are wonderful. But you can't get better than free. You come here, we set up the show, and at 7 o'clock we go. So bring a lawn chair, bring a picnic, and just come on down.